the game. That's why we paid.
Let's keep it going.
New York City. We'll see you soon.
Welcome back to MSG PM, presented for the people by Caesars Sportsbook. Your app is Ready Emperor. Kazim Famiyude here, Michelle Gingras, and this is the season premiere of MSG PM. So we got to get a day one MSG PMer with us. He is an actor. He is an influencer. He's one of our biggest Knicks fans, one of my favorite people on the planet Earth. The one and only Jerry Ferrara. What's going on, Jerry?
I'm honored that I got called in for the premiere. That's big for me.
Yeah,
It's a big
calling
deal.
You up. We're calling you up.
Man, you know we here, bro. You know we here, and we can get into a whole lot of things like we always do. But before we do any of that, we got to talk about what we just saw with the New York Knicks. Valiant comeback that fell a little bit short. What were your thoughts on the game?
I love what Tibbs did, by kind of just letting the second unit play because they really showed up on defense. Weird things going on. We're the best team against defending the three-pointer last year. So far this year, not so great. I'm just hoping that it wasn't just those threes last year weren't going in and it was our defense and that we could turn that around because Bucks were hitting everything. I mean, we were leaving Connaughton open all the time, but I love the effort and the fight back, and you felt the Bucks get scared that they're about to blow another monster lead. So would have liked to have won it, but I'm happy with the effort, and hopefully the starters saw it.
Yeah, you kind of touched on it. So, like that, this year has just kind of started as a weird year for the Knicks. They've been up and down. What's your assessment overall, though? Which players have stood out to you?
Oh, I mean, so many. Obviously, as I see my guy Obi on the screen there, he doesn't play enough minutes to win Most Improved Player of the Year, but he's by far the most improved Knick, I think, in my opinion. I like that Quickley's starting to pick up his play, and Randall's been great. He hasn't shot the ball as well as he could and will, but and RJ had a rough start to it, but he's kind of come on. But yeah, for me, I really enjoyed watching Obi in limited time, just filling the stat sheet all over. He had some great blocks tonight. They're finally hitting him on the lob. Those lobs are there. Thank you, Quickley, for throwing that. That's there. So I'm very satisfied this year. We let a few slip away, but we're off to a decent start. I'm very happy.
It takes time to find chemistry too, right?
Yeah.
Obi wants more minutes every year or this season, every game, but he's got to get the time to find his rhythm in those games, right? He's got to be playing more than 9 minutes a night in order to kind of find that rhythm. And I think we started to see glimpses of that in tonight's game because he got to play so much, especially in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, go ahead, Jerry. My fault.
Sorry, go ahead. No, I was gonna say the defense too is also he's really looked like he's improved on the defensive end with some blocks. Go ahead, Cass. Sorry.
Yeah, Jerry. I mean, let's jump into the biggest story of the NBA this week: the Nikola Jokic Morris twins incident. I mean, it has taken over social media. The suspensions and fines have been handed down. Jerry, a man from the streets of New York City who has probably seen his fair share of scraps in his day. What are your thoughts on this whole Jokic-Morris situation?
I mean, there's so many. First of all, I'm happy that I did not receive any of those hits because they all look like they hurt. I want no part of any of that. Yeah. I saw that on the pickup court many times in my life in Brooklyn, and the turning of the back after Morris kind of dropped the shoulder, that was an interesting choice because I don't know, those are two big guys. I just didn't like it. I know we see a lot of almost scraps in the NBA. I don't really want to see them fight. That really was one of the more kind of intense battles on the court physically that you've seen in a while, and
but Jerry,
two big dudes. I'm just happy I was not near that.
Jerry, you mentioned it really quick. You hit somebody and then you turn your back. I mean, that's just basically saying you ain't gonna do nothing about it. And Jokic basically said, "Oh, I definitely am about to do something about it." What's your thoughts on that? Because I feel like that's rule number one: is defend yourself at all times.
I mean, unless he just thought that, because I'm trying to see who it, Bam was there, so maybe he thought that, Bam was going to, I don't know, because, he just thought nothing was going to happen.
I think that he didn't, exactly. I don't think he was intending to make this a thing. I think it was a hard foul, and he thought it was going to end there. It wasn't like he was trying to instigate something. And then Jokic was like, absolutely not. You're not going to hit me like that and get away with it.
The Serbian jumped out of him. He was like, we scrap back at my day.
One last one, real quick, though, right before we move on, though, did you get a chance to see on social media just everyone's take of just, the back and forth, one between the Morris twins and the Jokic brothers, but then just everyone else who had a blast with this on social media?
Oh, of course. I even texted my brother after that and said, I don't know if you would stick up for me on Twitter like the Jokic brother. I just don't think you would do that. So him and I got into a little argument today about if he would take my back on social media. I mean, yeah, listen, I don't want to see anything happen, but I want like physically, but on social media, yeah, I'm here for all that. Yeah. Like that was a great start with a cup of coffee. I just, but let's let it end. I think we could no more.
We can move on.
Let's definitely let it end.
No more suspended people.
No more suspended people. No more beef. Let's all get along, people. One thing we can all get along about is sneakers, right? And old rookie year Michael Jordan sneaker just went on auction for, let me get this right, $1.47 million. And fresh off of that, your famous Fukijamas sneakers from the episode of Entourage, you put onto auction this, I want to say today, and Michelle, correct me if I'm wrong, I think that we hit the six figures on this auction, correct? Talk to me about this auction that went on with your
I think it was like over $100,000, right?
Yeah.
So, couple things there. There were 6 of these ever made, and the one that was used on the show was given to me, and then 5 others to other cast members and 2 of our producers. I did not sell mine. Mine are still locked up in the vault. Those are the ones you actually see on the show. These were someone else's. I don't really know who. I don't know whose they were. Someone have sold them clearly, and I'll just say that they are not mine. Mine are very, very safe. But yeah, 6 figures. That's huge.
What would be, if there ever was, and I don't think there will be, I think you're going to say this, there's no number that is high enough that you would ever consider putting yours out there for?
Oh, no, there's a number. There's definitely a number.
There is a number. Okay.
All right, so what is it? I mean, what ballpark are we looking at?
Oh, no, it would have to be life-changing kind of money, like generational life-changing money. So I'll just say the number is generational wealth. So, yeah, I guess maybe they are off the market. I hope that but yeah, man, if you ever see me selling them, something's wrong in the Ferrara house, that's for sure.
Speaking of that, yeah.
Speaking of the Ferrara house, you know what I mean? Congratulations on the new baby. Well, not so new, but she's getting up there. Congratulations on that. We're all expecting kids in the very near future.
A lot's changed.
A lot has changed since the last time we spoke.
New season. It's a new season.
It's a new season. Lots of babies.
We're embracing it. Yeah.
Talk to us about the man-to-man defense that you and your wife have been running with the 2 kids, because we're about to be first timers, not us together, but just
let's clarify.
Each, respectively. But talk to us about your man-to-man defense as a parent.
Oh boy, Twitter.
So we used to run a really good zone defense. It was like the Mavericks zone defense, like back in the day. Since we've switched to the man-to-man with baby number 2, these kids are running up the score on us. We are potty training our 2-year-old this week, the whole week, and it's just, he's destroying us. It's a blowout. And it's the best, though. We just started sleeping last week, so now my wife Bree doesn't truly hate me because she's so sleep deprived as me as well. So it's all starting to work, but you guys are in for it.
Ooh, exciting. So Carson Wentz has said that even if his wife is in labor, he's going to play week 10 regardless. He's playing the game even if she's in labor. So question for you, because you've now had your second, would your wife be okay with that? You had maybe did it by her side for the first time, and the second time, nope, she's okay being on her own? Because I don't understand that.
That would not go over very well.
Yeah.
Maybe if it was if I'm playing in the Super Bowl, maybe it would have to be okay, you're probably not going to get here again. So go. But even then, honestly, I don't know if I could. That's a heavy question for 10 to 54
I know,
at night.
I know, especially when you just started getting sleep. So sorry for that
Listen,
one, right?
I don't want no problems in the Ferrara house or the Famiyude house at that point, because if we go into labor during MSG PM, I'm sorry, guys, producers, we out of here. New York City, stick around. We got more Jay Ferrara after the break with some rapid fire. Don't go nowhere. Michelle and Kaz will be here after the break. Stick around.